Students, today we are going to begin our second unit, that is 2.1 Invictus, written by William Ernest Henley. The word Invictus is derived from the Latin word which means unconquerable or invincible. Invictus by William Ernest Henley. The central idea of the poem revolves around the poet's struggle and hardships that he had encountered at a very young age, and how, in spite of all these trials and tribulations, he fought with courage to not only overcome them but also develop an attitude where he believes that no matter what the situation is, he will always be in a full control of his life. The poet wants to be an ardent fighter and have a never say die attitude. This particular poem is written by William Ernest Henley at the time when he was suffering from a dreaded or fatal disease called tuberculosis, and where one of his legs has to be amputated or cut in an operation. And it is at that point of time, at the bed from the hospital, he is writing this particular poem where he says, "My soul is unconquerable." So let us learn this particular poem stanza by stanza. Out of the night that covers me, black as pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. So here symbolically, night means the difficult situation that he is undergoing in this hospital, where he says the night, namely the difficulties or the problems that are there, has covered him. That means he is surrounded by the problems of his life. And he compares night as black as the pit from pole to pole. From everywhere there is a problem. There is no ray of hope in his life, that he is thinking that how he will be surviving after the operation, or how he is going to live his life with only one leg. And therefore he says, the night has covered me. And the night is very, very black as pit from pole to pole. In the pit, we cannot see how deep the pit is. There is uncertainty. Therefore, he says, my life is uncertain. I don't know how I am going to live my life here after the operation is being successful. But he says, I thank gods. Here he is telling gods, not one God, but many gods. I thank whatever gods may be. For what? For my unconquerable soul. That God has given me the beautiful soul which cannot be unconquered, which cannot be defeated. And therefore he is telling, I thank God for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutches of circumstances, I have not winced nor cried aloud under the bludgeonings of chance. My head is bloody but unbowed. In the fell clutches of circumstances, meaning I have become the victim of circumstances. I have fallen into a prey into the hands of the circumstances. The situations have made me like this. I have not winced, meaning here winced, meaning I have not cried in pain. Though my one leg has been amputated, cut, but I have not cried aloud under the bludgeonings of chance. Bludgeonings means violent beating with a club or with a stick, as if somebody has beaten him very badly and he is bleeding. But he says, though my head is bloody but unbowed, I have never surrendered. Unbowed means I have never surrendered to the situation. So the circumstances have made me cry. The circumstances have given me enough and more lessons in the life. The circumstances have made my life very, very miserable, made me unhappy. And I am beaten away from everywhere, but my head is unbowed. That means I am not surrendering myself. Beyond this place of wrath and tear looms but the horror of shade, and yet the menace of years find and shall find me unafraid. Beyond this place of wrath and tears, he indicates that the earth is not only the place, There is a life after death. That means he is talking about the concept of heaven. Therefore, beyond this place of wrath and tear, wrath meaning here anger, hatred, and tears, cry, sorrow. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms. Looms means hanging around, appears and hang overhead. Looms, but the horror of shade. That means there is a terror, and terror is hanging around my head. And this terror and this anger, this fear is only limited to this earth only. And yet the menace of years, and yet the threat, menace meaning threat, and menace of the years that I am suffering here finds me and shall find me unafraid, and I will not be afraid. Though here on this earth I am suffering a lot, but there is a place beyond this earth, and I am preparing for that place, he is telling, and I am not afraid. Whatever trouble, whatever problem, whatever horror, whatever anger, whatever fear that I am undergoing at this present situation. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. He says that it matters not how straight the gate. Here, gate and straightening the gate, it means the gate of heaven. So he is symbolically thinking about the heaven. He says, how straight the gate. Maybe I may not enter into the heaven. How charged with punishment the scroll, the account of my good things and bad things which are written in a scroll, whether I will get punishment or whether I will get reward before God when I enter into the gate of heaven. He says, it matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. He is very, very consistent, and consistently he is telling, I am not afraid whatever will happen in my life, because I am responsible for my life, I am responsible for my soul, and therefore he says, I am the master, I am the caretaker of my fate, my good luck or bad luck, and I am the captain, the whole soul captain of my soul. The poet William Ernest Henley wrote this poem based on his personal experience and his suffering and his hardships. But he wants to motivate others, by you and me, by telling that irrespective of the situation, whatever may be the situations right now, we still have full control over, and how we feel and how we react to this adversity or these bad situations in our life. And lastly, he advises that no problem can ever be greater than our own inner determination. We should be completely determined that I am the master of my fate and I am the captain of my soul. Thank you, dear students. Hope you learn and you have understood this lesson. The poetic device questions. Black as the pit from pole to pole. Here, the figure of speech is simile. There is a direct comparison between dark night and the deep black pit. When there is a comparison between two things, we call it simile. Second poetic device will be their alliteration, because the sound of letter P is repeated in the word pit and pole. Out of the night that covers me, metaphor, the night is indirectly compared to difficulties. In the fell clutches of circumstances, personification, the circumstances are given the human quality of trapping something or holding something or covering something. I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul. Here, the figure of speech is repetition, because the phrase I am is repeated for poetic effect. And the rhyme scheme of the poem, if we see the first stanza, we will get the rhyme scheme AB, AB. And if you see the whole poem, we will get AB, AB, CD, CD, EF, EF, GH, GH. Thank you, dear students. Hope you enjoyed this learning. Have a nice day.